Hello, we're Jacob and Jenny, and we have arrived in Prague, Czech Republic.
We're going to spend the next few days just exploring and getting to get a better feel of this historic, gorgeous town. So we're starting off our time here in Prague, taking a little audio tour of the city. So we're starting here with that tour in the new town, right in the center, massive square called Wenceslaus Square. It's just beautiful. Unfortunately, it's really under construction right now, so we don't really get the whole feel, but you can feel how big and grand it is. It's really the center of the new town area of Prague. And right behind me, you can see the guy that the square is named for, King Wenceslaus, who is the first king and ruler to really bring the Czech people together under one flag, bring them under Christianity and into the fold with the rest of Europe. So he's really considered the grandfather of the Czech Republic, and they give him this wonderful square in return for that.
So this road here behind me is the road that separates the old town and the new town. So back in the day, this was a walled city, and this is the road where the moat was separating the old town. Behind us is the Powder Tower, which is the original gate into the city and still has some of the original elements from the gate going into the city, which is somewhat under construction now, so you can't really see. And the Municipal Palace, which once was a palace, got destroyed. Then they rebuilt it about 100 years ago, and it was the site of where the Czechoslovak Declaration of Independence took place. But it is in the Art Nouveau style, and something that you'll kind of see throughout the city. The buildings here are like, there's so much variety in the architecture of the city. But one noteworthy thing is that it wasn't bombed during World War II, so you'll still see some of the older buildings here, some of the buildings that may have survived that time. You'll still see a lot more of that than in other cities nearby. So we have the fortune of seeing some of the old style buildings that are around here, and we're looking forward to seeing the old town, which may be having some older buildings, older architecture style. Really looking forward to that.
So we've been walking a little ways through the old town and have come up to a huge open area. This seems like where everyone's at, the center of the old town. This is Old Town Square. Boy, it's beautiful. It's just surrounded by some of the most magnificent buildings I've ever seen. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So one of the buildings flanking the Old Town Square is the Town Hall, with its tower that just overlooks the entire thing. We decided to come up, get some views from the top, and it is very tight quarters up here, but the views are amazing. It's great to get kind of a different angle on everything.
It's not so bad being up this high. It is really good views of the town square. So we're now at the Astronomical clock, and it is definitely a noteworthy tourist site. As you can see, there's tons of people behind us waiting for it to go off, and it's not even close to being like on the hour. On the hour, there's supposed to be like a little show thing that happens with the clock. We might try to catch it at some point. But the clock's kind of noteworthy because it shows different ways of time. So it'll show like sunrise to sunset in addition to regular time. There's some information about like the zodiac time. There's some others too, I don't remember them all, but it's definitely like a noteworthy site to come see. Definitely unique to this area. It did its thing. I thought I was going to do a little bit more, but it was cute. So we now came to Charles Bridge, which is probably one of the most iconic landmarks in Prague. It is really busy. So we usually tour, we usually come on vacation in late November because it's American Thanksgiving, and usually when we come to Europe we can we can avoid the crowds that way, and it is packed. I know it is a weekend day, so I'm like, maybe that's why it's so busy here, but yeah, even in late November when it's cold outside, it is still bustling. And on the other side of the Charles Bridge is Prague Castle, which you can kind of see looks stunning from here. We are gonna go later to see Prague Castle. I'm excited just kind of from the views that we can see from over here.
All right, we made it to our next stop up on the hill overlooking most of town. Is Prague Castle. This is considered to be one of, if not the biggest castle on earth. Very excited, even just getting to this point. The views are amazing. You can see the cathedral just dominating over everything. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting experience.
So we're about to go into St. Vitus Cathedral, which is the Gothic church on the grounds of the Prague Castle. It kind of sticks out because it has the Gothic architecture and everything around it is not, and it's just looming. There's no big kind of courtyard, so as you enter it, it's just so tall, it looks so tall and it forces you to look up at it. I'm excited to see what it looks like inside, so let's take a look. Yeah, forces you.
So we just got out of St. Vitus Cathedral, and holy cow, that is just such an impressive building. As soon as you walk in, it feels like so massive. Just the ceiling is way up there. So much intricate, ornate designs through everything, and there's so much history here. The church took 600 years to build. They started in the 1300s, and because of wars and other things going on, they didn't end up finishing it until the 1920s, which isn't that long ago. Also have the tomb of Wenceslaus. If you remember from our walking tour back in the Newtown area, we started right at the statue there. You can see his final resting place here. So just so much here. It's such an important church for Prague and for the country. Very highly recommend going in there.
Okay, so as you walk in a little bit more and you get to this square, you can see St. Vitus Cathedral a little bit better, and wow, it is impressive. I really how ornate it is, and I guess kind of just how minimal everything around it is, just really makes it stand out. Yeah, it's really impressive, and inside was also just so ornate. So it's kind of nice to see what some of the stained glass looks like from the outside versus the inside. Yeah, you get some different views of it, and it's really stunning all around.
So wandering through the castle and touring some of the buildings has been really fascinating. There's so much history here. This place has been the seat of power of the Czech government or rulers for over 1,000 years, and each successive generation has put their own little changes on things, so you can see a building that looks more modern, and then you walk inside and it's something that's just looks thousands of years older. It's unbelievable, definitely one of a kind, and the Czech government is still located here. So after all that time, they are still ruling from this very impressive castle.
Yeah. So it was interesting to go inside of St. George's Basilica because I don't think we've ever been in a church that old before. It's from 900s, and inside just very kind of plain and really thick walls. Just kind of some arches, simple arches. Interesting to be in something kind of that old that it felt old. There's a nice view of the rest of Prague.
So we decided to take a little break out of the cold wind, and we found a really old monastery just around the corner from the castle. It has its own beer hall in here. They make their own beer here, very much like they did back when the monks were making beer. So we got a nice warm soup to warm up, beer cheese soup to top it off, made with their own beer, plus a beer, and that draws it.